What's going on, Space Pirates? Today we're going to take a look at the 1/420 scale Defiant aftermarket set from Greenstrawberry for the engines and exterior parts. First off, thanks to Greenstrawberry for sending over the product. Now let's see what's in the box. One instruction manual, 2 photo etch frets, 27 opaque resin pieces, 15 transparent resin parts. The box measures in at 42 millimeters deep by 152.4 millimeters tall and 108 millimeters wide. And the kit prices in at $78.61 plus shipping. Well, we saw what's in the box. Let's get into the box. First, we'll start off with the instruction sheet like we usually do. It shows you what is in the kit over here. Has the PE plus the resin parts, and the red on the resin parts, or almost all the red on the resin parts, is where you're supposed to cut off. Some of your resin parts are actually red, so be careful with that. Then it goes into the keys down over here to show you what the call outs are from Greenstrawberry. Then it's the basic Greenstrawberry instruction sheets. It takes you through everything that's going on. These instructions are a little clearer than the last ones. Everything pretty much has its own section except for section number 5, which is a little jumbled up right there. There's a lot going on. I think that should have been broken down into 2 sections. And then it goes through the rest of you adding your PE, putting in the resin parts for the warp nacelles. It goes through everything as usual, and this one is definitely a lot clearer. There's a lot less things going on each position of the instructions. Over here you got a lot of PE going on, but it's not tight in this area. You can actually tell what's going on. These numbers are for this section, those numbers for that. Same thing on the bottom over here, and this is nicely done where it's blown up and big, so you can tell the difference between what is going on. And then you end off with the back of the ship and the underneath of the ship where the shuttle bay is. So now we'll take a look at the 2 photo etch sheets. I'm trying to give you a good look at it, but it's always hard to do on camera. So if you want to see these better, take a look at the article on HobbyLink International and you'll see better pictures. This set has almost all venting on it. Every vent on the ship was changed out. So everything here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 10, 11, 12, like 16 to 20 pieces of venting on here alone. And then you got the flat portions of the ship just to add more detail, and some stuff on the rays on the front and the back of the ship. So there's a lot of detail that can be added with this sheet right here. This sheet is definitely a little harder to show you because it's bigger and I can't get everything black behind it, but you have the grills for the warp nacelles over here, which is nice. You're going to be able to change those out. It's got the block over here that's going to block off resin. I'm going to show you later. This is for the shuttle bay on the bottom of the ship. It's just weird. You're going to either use one sheet or the other. If you're going to have the shuttle bay open, you're not going to use these anyhow. Then you got windows over here. These are strands that go across the front of the warp nacelle. I'm pretty sure that is. These are for the main engineering section on top, which will be replaced, so there's a lot more detail that can be added to the ship. Okay, the rest of the parts in the box are resin pieces, and this is actually one of the cons I have with this. It's not a major deal, but everything was in one single bag that's not resealable, and this is what you end up with if you're not actually going to build the whole thing in one shot, which nobody will. So you'll have 2 of these pieces. These are both for the warp nacelles. You can see the extra detail in here, and there's actually going to be a blue piece that goes across here. So the actual grating will go across the front. So you'll be able to see in there a little bit with the light if you do light up the ship, but if you don't, you're going to actually pretty much lose this detail. It'll be a little bit darker in there. Again, you're going to have 2 of these pieces, and you can see the detail inside. There are more pictures of the kit itself on hobbylinkinternational.com. Okay, these 2 pieces are for the warp nacelle, the red crystal that I'll show you in a little while. You're going to cut the inside of these out, add them to the ship, and then the red crystal goes in front, and PE bands go across the front of these. These 2 parts are for the main engineering section. Again, you're going to cut out the pour stub. You're going to open this up, and there's going to be a red block that goes in here, plus more PE and another piece of resin that'll go in there. And I'll show you those pieces in a second. These pieces are for the main engineering. I just showed you the
prior pieces, and then I'll show you the red piece that goes in there, and these glue onto the top and will light block, and then there'll be a glow around these guys. This small piece goes into the warp engine resin piece that I showed you before, which is right here, and then it ties in, I think it's down on the bottom here. That ties in on over there. Now the problem with that piece is be careful if you get this set and you're doing it. They have it labeled as part 19, and in the directions it's actually part 10 over here. It took me a while to find it because I didn't find a 19 anywhere in the kit. Now these two little guys over here, they are your sensor arrays on top of the ship, so they'll replace the ones that come with the ship itself. Okay, these are the phaser arrays for the ship itself. They're pieces number 10 and 11. Looking at the directions, it's actually a little difficult to tell where these pieces go. Here they are on the ship. There is the little symbol that tells you it's on the opposite side of the ship. I guess it's done on both sides, but really hard to tell. This goes here, and I don't know where 11 goes on this. Is this underneath? It's really hard to tell on the directions itself where the pieces go. I can see a little one down here and then this one up top, so until I get working on the ship I really won't be able to tell until I get there to see what's going on. The directions are a little fuzzy. These, I don't know what to call them besides exhaust ports. They're little rounds that go at the back of the ship. I highly doubt they're exhaust ports, but they just replace another part on the original ship itself. And this piece is to replace the front deflector. You'll cut this out, and then there's also a blue piece that'll go inside. This way you're able to light it up. Now here are these transparent blue blocks. These are for the warp nacelles. What you're going to do with these is you're going to take them, and I know I'm not going to get it on directly right, but it goes in between the piece like this, and then there's another piece, and that's going to help with the lighting. So that's how that'll go together. These blocks are for the main engineering on the top of the ship. This is where I was telling you that you'll cut out the certain pieces and you'll put these little guys on top of here and the light block over there, and then you're also going to have PE that comes off of here. So they did a nice job with the engineering section, adding a lot of detail to that. Here's the front of the warp nacelles. Like I said, these guys, you're not going to cut this off because that needs to stay there. So that's where you got to be careful reading the directions also. But this goes with this piece that I showed you before, where you're going to cut it out, put this in there, and then there's going to be two bands that come across the front right there. And the kit does not come with that, so you'll be able to add that detail with this part. And here's the blue front deflector. As you can see, the light coming through there, so that'll light up nicely. Anything you do on the back will shine through pretty well. And that's much, much better than anything I've seen out there. And the kit also comes with 8 plasma vents. This way you'll be able to change all those out. Because of the resin over here, I can't really light them up for you from behind, but you can see the transparency. The light is coming through there, so they will light up, and you'll be able to get that done nicely. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, the top actually is painted, and then just the outer ring is what lights up. So you'll definitely be able to light these up nicely. Now that we looked at what's in the box, let's take a look at the pros and cons of this kit. Con number 1 is the instruction sheet again. This time there is only one portion that's a little cramped where it's hard to read and see what's going on. There's one portion that it's hard to understand which way the pieces are going until you get into the kit, and then you could try to figure it out. The biggest thing is one of the parts is mislabeled. I think it was labeled as 10 in the instructions where you're putting it together and 19 on the front, so it took me a while to find it. So I got to go over the instructions a little bit better, and also I'm still saying that they should make the portions bigger so things aren't jumbled on top of each other. Con number 2, now this is not really that big. I'm sure this is for price control, but resealable bag for the package. We're all not going to take this apart and build the whole kit in one sitting. Myself, I would like to see a resealable bag in there. This way when you're done, you can put all the parts, you know where they are, and everything's not strewn across the bench. And con number 3, the same as the first time, is that the kit is made for an out of production kit. Not a lot of people are getting this kit. I've seen it on eBay and Amazon for anywhere between $250 and $350. But if you stay to the end of the video, I'm going to show you something, and hopefully you can grab one too. Now let's hit the pros of the kit, and we'll just start with the one I just said, out of production kit. And actually it's a good thing that it's an out of production kit, because nobody's making, I haven't seen anything for the kit. So if you do have this kit sitting in your stash, finally something's out there so you can make the kit look that much better. The next pro is the resin. The resin is very transparent. It's going to be able to be lit up very nicely. You'll be able to see everything that you're doing, and it'll add the realism like in the show, especially on the engineering section, the plasma vents over there, and the front deflector. It'll look really, really good. The next pro is excellent casting as always. No bubbles, no seam lines or anything like that. The pour stubs are a little big, but they are in good spots. This way you can cut them off and they're not noticeable. They're going to be inside the ship and stuff like that. This way it's all out of the way for you. The next pro is the PE. As always, they do it highly detailed, especially with the little intricate parts, and this has a ton of PE to add to the kit. So if you want to use it all, you can. If not, like I said, there's going to be a few parts you may not use, especially if you get both kits. One is for the shuttle bay, and this kit has a closed shuttle bay. So that's totally up to you. You can combine both kits and just go hog wild on this kit itself. And the last pro is that it's an excellent upgrade set, especially if you add both. You're gonna have tons and tons of added detail onto this thing, and you can display it very proudly in your living room, man cave, or wherever you want to display it. Now don't run away, I wanna show you one more thing. So as I was saying, that it's hard to find this kit for less than 250, 300 bucks. I found it on eBay, Amazon, and it's going for crazy prices. My friend Tony McCash actually watched the last video, and he told me on Cult TV Man, I think it is this kit right here for $29.99 plus shipping. So look in the description for the link, and you'll be able to pick this guy up yourself. I don't know how many he has. This is factory sealed. The box is a little warped, but other than that, it's not too bad. So a little later tonight when we go live, we're gonna open this sucker up. Well, that's it for this review. Thank you for stopping by. And as always, thank you to Lucas and Greenstrawberry for sending over the products. This way we can check them out and we can show them to you also. If you haven't yet, go check out greenstrawberry.cz for this product and other products that they have on the site. And that's pretty much it for tonight. So we'll see you all soon. Take care and bye-bye.